Hey, everyone! It's Arty here, and today we're diving into one of the most iconic fighting game series ever, Guilty Gear. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the franchise, there's a ton to unpack, from the gameplay mechanics to the rich story, and even some behind-the-scenes insights. So grab your arcade stick and let's get into it. Guilty Gear was first unleashed upon the world in 1998, developed by Arc System Works under the direction of Daisuke Ishiwatari. What set it apart from other fighting games of the time was its hand-drawn 2D animation, explosive gameplay, and a heavy metal soundtrack that perfectly matched its intense vibe. But Guilty Gear is more than just flashy visuals and killer music. It's a game that's beloved for its depth and complexity. Now, let's talk about gameplay. Guilty Gear is known for its fast-paced, high-octane combat. It's a game where every move counts, and the mechanics are deep enough to keep even the most hardcore players engaged. The game features a unique Roman cancel system that allows players to cancel their attacks and chain them into more devastating combos. This adds layers of strategy, as you need to manage your tension gauge while deciding when to use these cancels to outmaneuver your opponent. Another signature feature is the overdrive moves, which are essentially super attacks that can turn the tide of battle. But beware, they require precise timing and gauge management. Guilty Gear isn't just about mashing buttons, it's about mastering the mechanics and outsmarting your opponent. The characters in Guilty Gear are nothing short of iconic. From the rebellious soul bad guy to the righteous Kai Kiski, each character is brimming with personality. Their designs are heavily influenced by rock and metal culture, which gives them a unique edge compared to other fighting games. And it's not just about looks, each character has a backstory that ties into the game's overarching narrative. Speaking of narrative, Guilty Gear's story is a wild blend of sci-fi, fantasy, and philosophical themes. The series takes place in a world where magic and technology coexist, and where humans, gears, bioweapons created by fusing humans with machines, and other beings are constantly at odds. The main storyline revolves around the conflict between humans and gears, with Soul Bad Guy, a former gear, playing a central role. The plot is intricate and often delivered through dialogue-heavy story modes that fans have come to love. Arc System Works, the studio behind Guilty Gear, is renowned for pushing the boundaries of 2D fighting games. Led by Daisuke Ishiwatari, who not only directed the games but also composed the music and designed many of the characters, the studio has consistently delivered high-quality titles that stand out in the fighting game community. With each new release, they've refined their craft, blending traditional 2D animation with cutting-edge technology, as seen in their shift to 3D models in games like Guilty Gear XRD and Guilty Gear Strive. One of the most striking aspects of Guilty Gear is its art and animation. The series started with hand-drawn 2D sprites that were incredibly detailed for their time. As the series evolved, Arc System Works transitioned to a more modern approach with 3D models that retain the look and feel of 2D animation, thanks to their innovative use of shading and color. This technique reached its peak in Guilty Gear Strive, where the visuals are so stunning that it feels like you're playing an anime. Let's not forget about the soundtrack, it's one of Guilty Gear's defining features. Composed by Daisuke Ishiwatari himself, the music is heavily inspired by rock and metal, with each track perfectly capturing the intensity of the battles. From the opening riffs of Keep Yourself Alive to the epic orchestration of A Smell of the Game, the soundtrack is just as much a part of the experience as the gameplay itself. So, what makes Guilty Gear a must-play? First, the depth of its gameplay. It's a game that rewards skill and practice. The art and animation are top-notch, making it a visual treat, especially with the latest entries. The soundtrack is legendary, and the character designs are some of the most creative in the genre. But, of course, there are a few downsides. For newcomers, Guilty Gear's steep learning curve can be intimidating. The story, while rich, can be a bit confusing due to its complex lore and non-linear presentation. And, because of its technical depth, it might not appeal to those who prefer a more casual fighting game experience. In the end, Guilty Gear is a game that has earned its place in the pantheon of great fighting games. Whether you're here for the fast-paced combat, the stunning visuals, or the rocking soundtrack, there's something for everyone. So, what do you think? Are you ready to jump into the arena, or are you already a veteran of the series? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives. Until next time, keep your tension gauge full, and I'll see you in the next battle.